and welcome to the amazing CoSchedule content calendar. I wanted to go ahead and take you through what CoSchedule offers in terms of their features and kind of give you an idea of how this can become your content calendar. Now, I started using CoSchedule I think about like a year and a half ago, maybe a little longer. And then for some weird reason that I don't really understand, I'm not really sure why, I just decided to drift off away from it. And I started to use it again probably like 6 months ago, and I can't tell you guys how amazing it is. I mean, it's really kept me and my team on track in terms of being consistent with our content, organizing everything into one place, and getting things done faster. So let me go ahead and show you what it really looks like when you first log into CoSchedule. So here is your main dashboard, and they have included a CoSchedule Masterclass, which is basically composed of 7 lessons. You can go through all the lessons to figure out how to navigate the platform. But basically, what you see in your dashboard is simply any notifications that might come in. So if I have any tasks that I have assigned to my team, I'll see when they completed them and on what specific piece of content. So this is great, so I can see what they're working on and I can easily adjust their workload and also figure out, okay, so they've got something done and I need to hop on that and complete the next step, if that's the case. You can also see all of my tasks right over here. Some of them are overdue, so I need to really go in there and check off the ones that I've already completed. But there's also upcoming tasks, and this way I can see, okay, so I'm getting ready to create this specific piece of content, and then that needs to be published, or we have an event, or this photo shoot is coming up. So this is great, so I can keep track of my own personal tasks, but then also the ones of my team. So that's what you see in the main dashboard. Now, once you hop over here on the left-hand panel, you're going to see the calendars. And once you connect your calendar to your WordPress account, if you do have a WordPress account, then you'll be able to have kind of a blank canvas where you can add all kinds of pieces of content. Now, the cool thing about CoSchedule is, as of a couple of weeks ago, actually, they released the version that's basically for everyone else. So you can still use CoSchedule even if you don't have WordPress. I don't believe you can push out content though. So inside of CoSchedule, you can plan and publish your WordPress blog. So that's a huge part of what they do. And even though you won't necessarily have the feature, you'll still have all of the other functionalities inside of the calendar. So as you can see here, there is quite a lot. I'm actually planning content for the upcoming month, and I'm only about a week through with my social content, but I have planned a few weeks of my newsletters, of my blog posts, and of some videos that need to be shot. So I wanted to kind of show you how that's done. So in CoSchedule, you have the option to create new pieces of content, and those can be blog posts, social media messages, or other content. You can also add events, notes, and specific tasks. So I'm going to go through all of these with you. To add a new blog post, all you need to do is click on the blog post icon and then enter the title of the blog post. For the purpose of this training, I'm actually just going to type in a test blog title. Alright, so you can also assign specific posts to the other team members you might have, and that's also a great way to keep everything organized. So I'm going to hit continue, and basically it's going to create a draft inside of my WordPress blog or inside my WordPress website. Now, it is awesome because I can also decide to delete any drafts that I have, or I can schedule the blog to be published on a specific day. Now, if you have more than one team member and you want to approve the final blog post before it gets published, you can also just select draft and then move that to pending review. And once that is reviewed by you, you can just hit published. Now there's categories in here. You can select the categories for each blog post, and you can select the author of that blog post as well. It's going to pull in automatically all of the users that you have added on your WordPress blog or your WordPress site. So I'm going to be the author of this blog post. Oh, and by the way, you can also, depending on the plan that you have with CoSchedule, you can also bring in guest bloggers and add them as collaborators for your content, and they can actually plan the content inside of CoSchedule. It's actually really neat. All right, so the next thing I want to do is go ahead and select tasks. I already have some templated tasks for all the specific content types that we create. And if you need to create a new template, you can click on Create New Template. Now this feature is only available for specific plans, so if you're just starting with the basic plan, this feature may or may not be available for you. So I do have it because it is really essential for my team. So I'm going to click on Video Blog Tasks. And it's basically going to pull in all the tasks that I have already saved inside this template. I can click yes, apply this template, and all of those tasks will be immediately applied to my team members and myself. Once we complete those tasks, we get to simply check those off, and we're good to go. It also shows us a completion rate or progress little bar right here, so you can see it's at 30%, etc. Now the neat thing of CoSchedule is that you get to edit your post inside of WordPress, and you still get the same functionalities that you would inside of your regular CoSchedule app calendar. So you can see you can edit the blog here and select to publish it if you wish to. But down here, you're going to be able to find CoSchedule's social queue, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. But I wanted to show you how that draft can be edited inside of your WordPress site. Okay, so back to the calendar. Once you have your blog ready to be published, you can select a queue that will absolutely help you to promote your blog post more than once. So instead of just publishing it once on social media, you get to actually schedule how many times you want that blog post to be shared across the web. And this keeps you very accountable in terms of making sure that you're actually publishing that content more than once and that content is working for you. Because of course, you want to promote it as much as possible and get as many eyeballs on it. So you want to go ahead and click on that Add New Post, and depending on the accounts that you have selected to publish to, you can select those inside of this bar. Now I have my Facebook account, my Google Plus account, my LinkedIn, and my Twitter all connected to CoSchedule, so you can publish to all of those platforms as well. Now one of the things that I really like is that you can also connect your Twitter account to Buffer, and I do use Buffer quite frequently. So if you use Buffer to manage your Twitter, you can also have CoSchedule send that tweet out to Buffer or via Buffer using the times that you have already pre-selected in your Buffer queue. All right, so you get to select how or what type of post you want for this specific social media post, and you can use a link post, an image post, or a text post. If you are using a link post, which is what really makes sense for Facebook specifically, you can manually select the image. Of course, there's no image uploaded here because this is not a real blog that has already been ready, but you can simply upload that manually, and this is great to customize your Facebook Open Graph. If for some reason your images are not displaying correctly or the way that you would want them to on Facebook, this is a great way to manually edit that Open Graph meta description and your Open Graph image. So you can edit the meta right here as well, and that's awesome. And then you can simply customize the message to whatever you please. You can erase the title right here and type in your content. Man, I'm making so many typos today. Sorry about that. All right, so there you go. It's really easy, really simple. Now, if you have specific plans as well, you get to customize the analytics or the UTM tags that go inside of your Google Analytics so you can track the progress of this specific post. That's definitely for advanced marketers. This is not necessary if you don't want to do that. You get to publish the post depending on how frequently or how fast you want that to be sent out, and you can do that the same day, the day after, the week after, a month after, etc., or you can select a custom date. You can also select specific date ranges that they already have pre-selected for you, or you get to choose a custom time. I'm going to simply click on Add That Message, and there we go. We have a queue that's ready to go. You're going to want to do that for all of these specific social media messages so that you keep your content really fresh and it keeps working for you, like I said. Alright, so we're done with this specific post, and I'm going to go ahead and trash it just because I don't want that to be published on my blog. Alright, great. So going through all of these different types of posts, let's start over here and click on the social message. It's going to be very much the same as we already saw. You can select as many accounts as you want, and then select the type of post, whether it's a text post, an image post, or a link post. It's really easy to do. You can also select to share old blog posts, and CoSchedule is going to bring them up by the popularity of each post. So you can see how many shares you got on specific blog posts, and you get to select to share those once again if you wish to do that. So I'm going to say 5 hours from now, add post. And then that's just going to show up here. As you can see, all three of them are social media messages, and they're all scheduled right over here. Now, another cool thing that you get to do is actually add different types of content, and this can be anything from newsletters to specific photo shoots to anything you need to do that's content related. So for me, I'm going to say this is a newsletter, and I'm going to type in the title. There I go again. And click continue. And from there, this is probably my favorite part of CoSchedule because I get to really integrate everything that I'm doing. So I'm going to select the type of post, and it could be a video, it could be a specific YouTube video as well, any reports that you have coming up, maybe a podcast, maybe you're writing an ebook, maybe it's Pinterest content or Instagram content. Although you can't push that out directly from the platform, you do get to plan it out, which is really helpful. So for me, I'm just going to say this is a newsletter. And in order to plan that newsletter out, I can plan that out in a Google document and attach it to this specific area, or I can plan it in a Evernote. If I don't want to do either of those, then I can simply use the awesome word editor that CoSchedule has. So I can start planning out the content of that newsletter and maybe even add specific bullet points. So, all right, let's do this. Can start adding that out, and CoSchedule has pretty nifty editor. It's really cool and really easy to use. And so if you have any specific content that you want to add, you can also try and add images in here. So this is definitely helpful whenever I'm planning out my own newsletter headers. For example, if I'm sharing a blog post with my email subscribers, I'm going to go ahead and add images. And this way I can stay organized, and if my team needs to help, they can do so as well. You can also pull in other types of content, like for example, a file. So if you need to add a file, attach it to that specific content piece, you can easily do that. So really easy to do, really simple. I'm just going to add a random PDF just so you can see it. Cool, so there it is. It's very simple, really easy to do, and you also get to schedule any social media messages around that piece of content. Now this is an email newsletter, so I'm not going to share my email newsletter on my social media accounts, but let's say it's a video or Instagram or Pinterest content, you can absolutely cross-promote that content as well if you needed to. So this is a great specific content type that I absolutely love because I get to really plan everything around my content calendar, which is really helpful. Alright, so right now we're going to go ahead and X out of this, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you how you can also add different types of content and different items in your calendar. So if you have an event, for example, you can add that as well. This is a marketing meeting that's happening for me. I can also add all of these tasks, and I can easily just check those off as I go. My avatar is going to show up here if the task is assigned to myself, and then it's going to be blank for my team members, which I've asked them to add their freaking avatar image like 50 times, but they won't listen. Just kind of showing you how that looks. These are all tasks. You can also color code your content, which is really helpful. All of these have different color codes and you can choose from all of them. As you can see, all of my meetings are this bright green, and then all of the rest of my content is this standard blue. But I also have this purple, which is for my newsletters, and I have a pink for unscheduled content. These are all drafts. Now you can also have little notes in here, and these just remind you of something that's happening. So for me, this is a specific deadline and I want to make sure that I have that on my calendar. You can choose to make those public or private, by the way, which is great because you can have little notes for yourself and then separate notes for your team. And so if you want to filter through this content so it doesn't get so busy, there's a great little bar over here and you get to filter out through all of the content that you have. If you only want to see blog posts, then you can just unselect all the other content pieces and only see the blog posts that you have planned out. You can also do this for every single content piece. So if you just want specific content pieces that you've planned out, you can select those, and you get to select specific content pieces based on the owners as well. You can also filter by type. So if you have newsletters versus videos versus anything else, you can absolutely do that. So as you can see, I've selected specific types and I can click or unclick on those, which is really cool. Also, I get to see social messages that go out at specific times. So if I only want to see Twitter messages, for example, I can select that, or if I only want to see my Facebook content, I can select that as well. If I want to see all of them, I can see all of them at a glance. Really, really helpful. Now, if you want to see events, same thing, as well as tasks. This is great because I get to see, okay, what's coming up down the pipeline? What do I need to work on? What does my team need to catch up on if we're behind? And I can also give them a little nudge if, for some reason, there's a task that hasn't been completed. Notes do the same thing, which is really helpful as well. I can see everything that's going on in my calendar at once. Now, some of the cool features that CoSchedule offers also include integrations to some nifty tools like your Google Calendar. So if you are a Google Calendar person and you want to send specific social messages to that calendar, you can definitely see what is scheduled out. So you can go over to settings and schedule all that out or integrate all that out. You have, of course, Evernote. This is only with specific paid plans, so not every plan gets to integrate Evernote or Google Calendars, but you can always add the calendar. If you don't want to pay for it, you can always simply add those Google documents as links inside of the content section. You won't be able to plan your content on Google documents and turn them into WordPress blogs seamlessly, but you can definitely just add the link if you need to. You can integrate with Bitly as well as Google Analytics, which is great. They also provide the custom analytics that I was telling you about. You can enable those. And of course, Google Calendar. You get to publish on Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, and Twitter, which is also really helpful. You can select the new social profiles here as well. Oh, and you can connect the Tumblr blog. I just completely forget about Tumblr sometimes, but you can definitely do that. Now, your Google Plus publishing will definitely be connected to your Buffer account. If you are going to publish on Google Plus, it has to be through Buffer. And I also wanted to show you, last but not least, how you can organize your top posts and make sure that all of your content is scheduled out. Now, I have a lot of work to do. As you can see, some of my top posts still need to be rescheduled. So what you want to do is, this shows you your top posts in terms of how many times they've been shared on social media, and you get to click on share post when you're absolutely ready to keep that queue filled, to keep your content on social media, that queue filled up, so that you can keep sharing all the good stuff that you have created, everything that is popular. So absolutely go ahead and check that out. It's a great feature. It makes sure that you keep your content really flowing in a way that absolutely makes sense and is really easy to do. Now you can also filter here just your blog posts, the ones that you have authored or other authors, which is great. You can also select specific time ranges, which is also very helpful. So that is pretty much it in terms of CoSchedule. I hope you found this review / tutorial helpful, and I truly hope you sign up for CoSchedule because it is absolutely worth it. Before we leave, I forgot one thing. I did want to show you how it integrates with WordPress, so I am going to simply show you the calendar inside of my WordPress blog, and this is just a plugin that you upload. It's a CoSchedule plugin, and I get to see all of my calendar inside of my WordPress blog if I choose to, which is super handy as well. If you are in the process of planning new content, you can absolutely plan all of your social media content and your blog content through CoSchedule right inside of your website, right inside of your blog, and you get to assign tasks to your team as well from the same place. So it's awesome. Brings all the functionality that you have inside of the regular calendar to your website. So just wanted to leave you with that. Hope you found this helpful, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, share it with another entrepreneur friend who might find it helpful, and thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.